Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here, this time with a TGT Shaman deck. And this deck is courtesy of Thijs, who is a pro player. This is a deck that he used on his stream and did very well with. Now, Shaman's always been an interesting class, perhaps a difficult class to play with at times, versus some of the other classes that are considered stronger. So I thought I'd give this deck a try. It's a Totem Shaman, and so you've got cards like Totem Shaman, which helps to summon a totem. To go with that, you've got some fantastic early game with the Totem Golem, which is also a totem. All of those synergize with the Thunder Bluff Valiant, because whenever you then use your hero power, which is creating a totem, all of your totems get buffed up with attack power. So it's a totem synergy deck, but it's also got a lot of the other classic Shaman cards as Earthshock, Rockbiter Weapon, Flametongue Totem, absolutely fantastic, just in terms of pushing some damage, silencing minions, controlling the board. There's one Feral Spirit, because it has value as a taunt, Double Hex, fantastic for controlling the board, Lightning Storm for those aggro decks, Defender of Argus to act as a taunt there again, which is fantastic for blocking damage to your face. The classic Fire Elemental, great for clearing the board with that 3 burst damage and then going face with the 6 attack. Dr. Boom, and if needed, Alakir, the Shaman legendary. Very good synergy with Flametongue Totem. So, all in all, this is quite an interesting deck, and, Thijs had some great success with this deck, laddering up, and in the past I've had very mixed sort of results with Shaman. I've tried Mech Shaman, I've tried sort of classic Elemental Shaman, so we're going to try this out against some competitive decks, and we're going to see how it does. Okay, so we're going up against a warrior. So it's either going to be Patron Warrior or some form of Control Warrior. Either way, Warrior is considered, I think, to be one of the best classes in Hearthstone at the moment. Patron Warrior was already incredibly dominant pre-TGT, and then when TGT came out, Control Warrior has stepped up, and I have a video on my channel demonstrating Control Warrior in action, well, Varian Rin Warrior, and it's incredibly effective and very hard to beat if they get into the late game and start armoring up some more, playing Varian Rin, putting cards on the board. Just very difficult to deal with. Survivability of the warrior, the Control Warrior, can be incredibly high.
Did you bring some fish?
So Totem there, it's given me a Flametongue Totem, which is one of the best totems it can give you. Now, he had a weapon. If he didn't have a weapon, there's every chance that I would have locked him out of this game. Just with the damage and the ability to trade and to keep doing damage. So the weapons sort of saved him there, but I can still attack with the 3-2 and the 1-2, and I've got a Flametongue Totem in hand. But the weapon's going to keep doing some work.
Speak to me.
But he's down to 22, and the absolute key here now is to try and burst him down as quickly as possible. Don't give him a chance to recover. That's going to be the key to success. Okay, so I use the Rockbiter Weapon there. We don't want to give him card draw. We really, really don't. And there's every chance that he'd have a Whirlwind or something else to activate card draw on his Acolyte. So we had to clear it. Okay, another weapon. So warrior doing what a warrior does best, and that's throw down weapons and clear minions on the board. Well, it's not a good strategy in this situation because I'm about to burst him down. He needs to armor up in a big way to survive. That'll do it. Shield block gives him 5. Oh, double shield block. Okay, so, wow, he's up to 23 health now. This is how a warrior comes back in a game. Clearing board with weapons and spells. Oh, shield slam, there's a spell. Okay, so he's systematically going to be clearing my board. Wow, so he does. That spider only has 1 attack, so he's at 19 health. But I have lots of options in my hand here. I could play Dr. Boom, but I've seen him use his weapons, so the Thunder Bluff Valiant could be good. And that buffs up the totems. Now that's the power of this new Shaman deck, so Totem Shaman. Again, thanks to Thijs for this deck. But the Thunder Bluff Valiant there, buffing up my totems, adding an element of pressure that didn't exist before in Shaman. So obviously he respects the that card, and he needs to get rid of it. Wow, 2 Cruel Taskmasters used already there, just to clear out those minions, and those were good trades for him. But I've got 2 Fire Elementals in my hand. So Flame Tongue Totem's decent here. We've seen Shield Slam used, we've seen some weapons used. I think it's safe to do this. Now we're sort of playing into Brawl here, if he's got it, but I've still got Dr. Boom. Oh look, there's another weapon. Wow, but he's going to tank 4 damage, so the Flame Tongue there was a pretty good call. Okay, so this is a Control Warrior, because we've seen the Shield Maiden now, we know this is a Control Warrior. Patron Warriors do sometimes play Shield Blocks and Shield Slams, but they don't play Shield Maidens, so this is a Control Warrior. So at least I know I'm not going to get burst down across 1 turn with Patrons and Frothing Berserkers, but this should pretty much be game. Pretty much. Apart from Brawl, how do you deal with this board? It's incredibly challenging. So yeah, kill the Flame Tongue Totem, but there's still a Fire Elemental on board that is going to deal 6 to the face. Okay, that's it. Wow. So, we're able to take down a Control Warrior, and based on the cards he played, we saw Shield Maiden, we saw Gromash. It seemed like a Control Warrior with all the cards, so this deck has proven that it can burst down a Control Warrior, which is great. Okay.
Thrall versus Malfurion.
Okay, so our next game is against a Druid. The Haunted Creeper is pretty good to have in your hand. The Tuskar Totemic's good. I'm going to mulligan there because, yeah, I've got the Totem Golem, which is also pretty decent. Yes, the overload effect is slightly annoying. You want to combo that with Zombie Chow in the early turns. Okay. So it's not a bad hand, but the overload effect on turn 2 does worry me. So if I was to play the Totem Golem on turn 2, well, it wouldn't be so bad actually, because next turn is turn 3, and I'm only discounted by 1 mana. So I could theoretically then just play the Haunted Creeper on turn 3, but now I'm going to go with the Haunted Creeper here. Actually, maybe that was a misplay. Maybe I should have just played the Totem Golem. I'm starting to realise, actually, yeah. Maybe that would have been a better idea. Maybe. Or is playing Tuskar Totemic on this turn a better option? I think it's stronger because of the totem that it gives you. Or doesn't give you in this case. I was hoping for something better, but that's the RNG effect, unfortunately. but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, maybe the Totem Golem may have been better. It's hard to say. See, that's what I was... Okay, Zombie Chow, right. You see, that's what I needed. I needed the Zombie Chow earlier. Okay, so the Totem Golem, even if I'd played it... Would it have contested the minion he played, which had 5 health? On its own, no. Okay, the swipe is really good for him. Okay. Alright, so maybe I messed up the start of this game, but it's okay. He had swipe, so even if I'd played the Totem Golem, I still would have got swiped down eventually. Oh no, it's fine. I think the only option here, we've got to clear that 2-1. Yeah, we've got no choice. We have to clear it.
Where shall I strike?
Okay. That's interesting. Well, we'll contest a 4-attack minion with a 4-attack minion. We'll play the Zombie Chow. If need be, I'm happy to use Earth Shock on the 4/4 if he trades with the Zombie Chow. I'm actually happy to do that, I think. Just to clear the board. Yeah, that's fine. He's going for the value trade. He wants a 2-for-1 for his Druid of the Claw. So here I think there's just a simple trade. 4/4 into the 4/4, Earth Shock on the 4/2. Alternatively, I could use another Flame Tongue Totem. I could save the Earth Shock for something else. And you know what? Depending on what kind of druid this is, saving the Earth Shock may be worthwhile. If he's got other taunts that he's going to play later, it may be worthwhile saving it. I can also combo the Earth Shock with the other Azure Drake if I need to. So I think Flame Tongue Totem's actually better here. I've still got other ways I can deal damage with this deck. There's Dr. Boom, there's the Thunderbluff Valiant, who will buff up any future totems. Yeah, there's other ways to deal damage, so it's fine. Just gonna do this. Okay, so it's alright. Both of us are on similar health totals at the moment. Okay, Ancient of Law. He values drawing cards here, which is a druid, so of course he is. It's understandable. But I've got an easy trade, and I have to make the trade. There's nothing else. There's no other way. But now, the Thunderbluff Valiant comes into play, potentially.
There is a lot at stake here.
Yes, there's a lot at stake, according to him. And now both totems get buffed up. That's pretty strong. And I can even play the Zombie Chow too, which now has 4 attack. Yeah, so that's a reasonably strong board. The Spell Power Totem also has 4 attack. So, yep, that's a lot of damage. Which is what makes this deck so interesting. Once the Thunderbluff Valiant gets started, once it goes to town, it's very difficult to stop, unless it's got 6 health. Okay, so Wrath, he's gonna deal 3 damage. And another Wrath. So he's had to use 2 Wraths on that 1 minion. So at the very least, it's absorbed some damage, which is pretty good. Oh look, and there's another one. Right, it's just going to play it. We could play Dr. Boom here, actually. It could be an option. But you see, we've already got totems on the board. So playing a second Thunderbluff Valiant may be the way to go.
There is a lot at stake.
Let's see what we get. Okay, so we get a healing totem. Unfortunately, we're going to have to trade something into that shredder, but we need to Earth Shock it first. because we want to stop what comes out of that shredder, but maybe we want to save the Earth Shock. Yeah, saving the Earth Shock's still worthwhile. Oh, that's the best minion he could get from a shredder. Now we use the Earth Shock. Okay, so that's okay. That's fine. So actually, we could just have Earth Shocked the shredder to begin with, and that would have stopped a minion coming out. But I wasn't expecting a minion with Divine Shield. I wanted to save that Earth Shock for a taunt in the late game. Okay. Once again, he's investing a lot to take out the Thunderbluff Valiant. He's recognizing what a threat that card actually is. Okay. Alright, we're okay still. Okay, there's the other Earth Shock. Alright, we need to save that, I think. Don't know what other kinds of taunts he's going to play, but he's close to dying. You see, he's at 15 health. So if we can just push damage, we can use Earth Shock to break through taunts and go face later on. I value the Flame Tongue Totem there. Okay, that's pretty decent. Sort of. You see, this deck is just applying pressure. Ooh. Aviana. Your minions cost 1. Oh my.
I've got the
That's
beast.
pretty insane. An Ancient of War for 1. Wow. Well played. Because we've got the Earth Shock. So, well, we've got Hex and Earth Shock. So there's the power of this deck in terms of silencing minions, burning through taunts, but also using Hex to remove big minions from the board. Wow. Okay, so we've just beat a Druid. A Druid with heavy taunts. That's pretty impressive. May have messed up the early game ever so slightly there in terms of what I played. I'm not used to playing Shaman. It's probably my least played class after Rogue. So I'm happy with the win there.
Watch your back.
Okay, and this is a Rogue. And keeping in mind, you know, these are casual games, but the decks we seem to be facing are like full-on decks with all of the cards that you'd expect to see, you know, in a full-on pro deck. So we're doing pretty well.
Greetings, friend.
I'm not used to winning with Shaman. This is a new feeling. It's an exciting feeling. Before I recorded this series of games, I beat a Face Hunter, and that was pretty rewarding. It was such a nice feeling, outvaluing a Face Hunter with Zombie Chow, and this card right here, Totem Golem. The only problem is next turn I'm going to be overloaded, but it should be fine, because I'm only overloaded for 1.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Okay, Argent Horse Rider. Okay, he wants to clear that card. He understands how annoying it is. So what we're going to do, well, we've got a choice. We can Earth Shock that 2-1 and save our 3-2, or we can play another Totem Golem. And then, of course, we'll be overloaded for 1 again on the next turn.
I wonder.
So, what's the best play here? I think removing that 2-1 from the board is important. And I don't want to sacrifice my 3-2. Or do I? No. Earth Shock and face. Yeah, sure. Deal with that 3-2. Invest in dealing with that 3-2. It's already damaged. It's done some work. I'm happy with it. If you kill it now, great. It's done 3 to the face. Absolutely fine. I've got other things I can play whilst you invest in killing that card. Absolutely fine. So we've got We've got Hex in our hand, we've got Fire Elemental, we've got another Totem Golem, we've got a Taunt, which will overload us for 2, but that's okay, I guess. I mean, that's one of the drawbacks in this deck, the overload. Overload can really screw you over later in the game. Well, it's less bad as the turns go on, but early to mid-game, it can screw you over. So I'm somewhat reluctant to use my my Taunt card there early, unless I know I can get away with it. And on this turn here, well, I can Taunt, or I can play another Totem Golem with a Hero Power.
I wonder.
Okay, so toteming up is good, and we're gonna play another Totem Golem. It's a 3/4. It's quite annoying to deal with. He can apply a poison effect to his dagger, but we've got 3 minions on board, so he need a Blade Flurry here, to be honest. Okay, preparation. Right, what are you preparing for? Fan of Knives. Alright, you draw a card. And you did it for free, so that's pretty good value. But now what?
Ha, this guy's toast.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. So he wants me to trade and clear the board. That's what he wants to do. Okay, I'm not gonna give him satisfaction. I'm gonna play Feral Spirit, so we're gonna play our Taunt and go face. So I'm trying to protect that 3/1. I still see some value in him before he dies. So the Rogue would need a Blade Flurry here. A Dagger up, Poison Effect, Blade Flurry. It looks like he can't find it. No, Backstab. Maybe he can. What's he doing? Wow, another Backstab with Spell Power. Wow. Wow. That's the power of Rogue. Sort of burst potential to deal with minions on the board with these cheap spells. Backstab is an incredibly overpowered card because it costs 0. And you can buff it up with a spell power minion. Insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, so my board is pretty weak now compared to him. And he has more cards than me as well, so this is quite worrying. The only good thing that I've got going is my health total.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Okay, so this is quite an aggressive rogue with these charge minions, and you can see why he plays those charge cards, because he'd use the Tinker's Oil on those cards and charge face and do insane amounts of damage. Okay, it's turn 7. There's no Dr. Boom. So we're going to float 1 mana here. We're going to play the Fire Elemental, clear the Drake. Clearing spell power against rogues is so important because, you know, they can do just so much extra damage.
Pay attention, class.
And that's the card you don't want to see, Violet Teacher.
I am ready to learn.
Alright, so you deal 4. Now, is he going to tank 6 damage with his dagger, or is he going to trade the 2/1? If he trades the 2/1, I'll be happy, because it means the Fire Elemental has got some value. He's thinking about it.
So many options.
Yeah, he's going to trade. That's better for me. I'm still in a bad position, but it's better. Ooh, interesting. So, I could play Tuskar Totemic and Defender of Argus here. I could hex the 3/5 because it is very threatening, given that it spawns those 1/1s constantly.
I wonder.
So many options here. Do I dare leave the Violet Teacher?
There's a lot at stake.
Looks like I do dare. Okay. So even if he kills the Thunderbluff Valiant, those totems are still going to stay buffed. That's really positive.
I see.
Okay, Lotheb. So he's got a spell. He's obviously targeting a minion. Okay. And then make the trade. Yep. Wow. So he had to do 3 things there to kill the Thunderbluff Valiant. He had to use the SI agent, trade in with the Violet Teacher, and tank some damage with his face. Do you know what? I'd call that value. I'd say that's pretty good value. Now it's me with the potential card advantage in hand here. So I could play the Azadrake, I could draw a card, and I've got Defender of Argus, but I'm still at 27 health. So is now the right time to use the Defender? Let's see what the Azadrake gives. Oh wow, Alakir, that's pretty good. I think it's too early for the Defender. Wow, double healing totem. Okay, we have to trade, and that Violet Teacher has to go. Okay, so Lotheb versus the dragon and the 3/2 Tuskar Titanic. Interesting. You see, at 11 health as a rogue, you're getting quite desperate now, and you're going to do everything in your power to clear the board. So you'll probably invest quite a lot of spells and resources just to clear a board that's got 3 minions on it. Of course, I can reload. You know, I've got Alakir. Whatever I draw next, it can go with the Defender. So I can reload my board. Okay, Sprint. That's a very slow card for him. It shows that he had nothing in hand to deal with my board. Well, okay. He drew into that Eviscerate. Okay, so here I can play Lightning Storm. I can Hex, although it's not good value to Hex a 2 health Lotheb. I can just play the Defender to taunt up.
My shield for Argus.
Yeah, let's do that. And let's actually, do you know what? We're gonna Hex it. Most people I would think would say that's bad value, hexing a 2 health Lotheb. But the thing is, I've got Alakir, and I've got damage on board. I've got 4 damage on board. Wow, and I'm forcing his hand. By doing what I did, I'm forcing his hand. He's just wasted a Tinker's Oil and Blade Flurry without a minion to benefit from the Tinker's Oil. That's insane. It's desperation, and there comes the Fire Elemental. So just I'm playing one big threat now after another, and he has to deal with it. So yeah, do you know what? I think hexing and killing Lotheb was the right call. Because Tinker's Oil would scare me. Tinker's Oil with the Blade Flurry would scare me, and Lotheb would still be left on the board and would have gone face. It's just, yeah, it's the right call. You see, I've got Boom, I've got Alakir. I'm in a very nice position here. The question is, do I go for Boom, or do I just threaten him with Alakir? Do I Lightning Storm that board? So many choices with Shaman. I'm going to clear 1 minion. I don't feel like I'm in any rush. I've seen a Blade Flurry and a Tinker's Oil. I don't think I'm in a rush now. It's going to be up to him to clear my board, and let's see if he can do it. I've sort of invested a lot there because I played the Dr. Boom. So let's see how he reacts. I've got a healing totem as well. That's so valuable. So if he can't kill my fire elemental. If he can't kill Dr. Boom, I can use those to make further trades, and the healing totem can still heal them at the end of the turn. Incredibly valuable. Okay, so no Blade Flurry.
Choose soon.
This is not an easy turn for the rogue. So there's the deadly poison. There's the weapon buff. It's the kind of thing you expect to see early game. Wow, there's the other Tinker's Oil, but he's already attacked with the Shredder, and now he's going face. And now look, there's the Blade Flurry. Unbelievable. Okay, that's not too bad. That could be worse. And now I think it's time for Alakir. Do you know what? Oh no, maybe it's time for a lightning storm. No. Alakir is safer. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to clear and go face. He's at 6. Right, you've used Tinkers, you've used another Blade Flurry, and you're done. Maybe I didn't play this game in the most efficient manner. Bit like the last game, but please remember, I'm not used to playing Shaman. This is my first extended go at playing Shaman across a series of games for quite a long time. It was several months ago that I did this last with a Shaman deck, and it was very inconsistent. I wasn't impressed. But this deck now, post TGT, is working out very well for me. Misplays and all. So it's a testament to how much Shaman has been buffed up by TGT and how much it's been improved. I know a lot of pro players, or some pro players anyway, are sort of arguing that Shaman is still an average class, a subpar class.
Greetings, friend.
But
Greetings, traveler.
this deck's done pretty well. So Web Spinner. So this is probably a mid-range hunter, or some form of hybrid hunter. My money's on mid-range potentially. Okay. This is how it's meant to be done. Totem Golem on turn 1 with the coin. Zombie Chow on turn 2 when you're overloaded for 1. This is what I was trying to engineer in the earlier games, and I sort of messed it up or didn't understand the effects completely. That's the result of not having played Shaman for quite some time, or not being used to the overload mechanic. So here we need to trade with one of those minions, and it doesn't really matter which one. Well, actually it does. Yeah, I think it does. We're going to keep the Zombie Chow alive. So trading in there was correct. Now forcing him to make the trade, but the Chow is still there. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Alright. We've kept the Chow alive. We're going to trade. It's Freezing Trap. That's not good value for him. See, it's a Zombie Chow. Is that the minion you want to use Freezing Trap on? I don't know. Okay, there's the taunts. The problem is with that card is we're overloaded for 2. So turn 4, we've only got 2 mana to spare here. Earth Shock is very, very good against a Shredder. But is now the time to use it? Yes, it is. It has to be. And we're just going to go face. Let him make the trade. It's a hunter. Get the face damage in while you can, because rest assured, he's going to be dealing lots of face damage to you. Okay, put this apple on your head. Now, what are you going to play? And where are those knives going to juggle into? Oh, Unleash the Hounds. This could end up working out very well for him here. No, he still has to trade in the Shredder. That's okay. So I managed to avoid taking 4 to the face there with the shredder, so that's pretty good. So here, we need to play something to contest that board, and, you know, this does a pretty good job. That zombie chow does kill the knife juggler. And we've got Flame Tongue Totem for later, if we need it. Oh wow, that's interesting. Oh, he's going for the juggles. It's actually really powerful. It's super powerful. Wow, he's more or less cleared our board. Wow. Okay. But he's running out of cards, and this is sort of the downside with Hunter. You can burn through your deck, or through your hand, very, very quickly. Okay. So, we're sort of at a stalemate on the board. I think the Fire Elemental does give me the advantage, though. Plus the 2-attack Zombie Chow versus his 1-attack Gorilla. Oh, he won the joust. Wow. Okay, so the King's Elk, that's pretty good. He won the joust, and it let him play the Shredder on the same turn. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so he's trading. Alright, so this is looking like quite a challenging board here. So, yeah. I've got to trade. We're not hexing a gorilla. Well, it'd still be a taunt, so I'd be trading anyway. So yeah, we've got to make the trade. And the question is, what else do we play after the trade? Because his board is still pretty threatening. Yes, my health total is at 26, but he's got a lot of power on that board. So it's turn 7. Dr. Boom is playable. Hearthstone law says you play Dr. Boom. And Dr. Boom contests that board. Okay, Misha's interesting, but Boombots could make work of Misha there. Okay, so he made the trade. He's gonna throw into the Boombots here. No? Face? No? Okay, where do you... Oh, right, that's bad. That's still bad, but okay. At least it kills something. I was really hoping those Boombots would kill Misha, but no, they didn't. No luck. Alright, what trap is that? Is it Snake Trap? Bear Trap? Freezing Trap? If it's freezing, I get Dr. Boom back in my hand, and I can play him on turn 9. And I'm still at 26 health. What's the Hunter actually going to do to burst me down? So replaying Dr. Boom offers me great value, because even though he's 9 cost, I get the Boombots back, which I think against a Hunter is so good. So we'll try the trap out. Okay, yeah, it's freezing trap. He's probably laughing to himself now, thinking, yay, I've got a board, and the board is all mine. But, having said that, we're just going to hex Misha. Okay. He has 4 attack power on board. He has to contest my 3/6 somehow.
The beasts obey me.
Oh, wow. That's not too bad for him, actually. It's a 7 health minion, the Oasis Snapjaw. His board is pretty much flooded. Now I'm in trouble. The Ram Wrangler there summoned a beast, plus the Wrangler itself is a 3/3 body, so his board is filling up. So all of a sudden, it's looking not as good for me now. But he is top decking on cards, and I have card advantage, and I have Dr. Boom.
Did you bring some fish?
Did we bring some fish? No, we didn't. But Manatide Totem's pretty decent. It's just going to draw me cards, and
Do not push me.
we're going to buff up our totems, and we're going to play a taunt. Now, what do we taunt? I actually want to protect the 3/6. Sorry, I want to protect the 3/1, because the 3/1 has 1 health, but it does 3 damage. So I'm going to buff up the cards that have the most health here. So Thunderbluff Valiant, and I'll buff up the Mana Tide totem. So he's having to trade quite a bit here, but look, Unleash the Hounds gives him a lot of value. Tremendous amount of value. Interesting. And he's going face. He should have traded. But there you go. He knows the situation. He knows I have Dr. Boom, the second coming. But you see, there are lots of choices in this hand now. You know, there's Lightning Storm. If we want to clear those 1/1s, you know, we could roll the Spell Power Totem, clear the 1/1s. But that still wouldn't kill the Oasis Snapjaw. We'd have to do a lot of trading. So, Thunder Bluff Valiant, this part 2. And now, I think all we do is we clear the 1/1s. And we could trade, but I have that Lightning Storm. But we're going to trade. That's obviously sensible. And we're just going to play the Flame Tongue Totem. I want to play it just because it's bad form playing it there. It does nothing on on his turn, but it gives us something to play because look, it's just diverted 3 of his attack away. And I still value having that board as it is. Slightly controversial play, but yeah, it diverted his attention. So it's fine. So, this is where you count up the damage. Unfortunately, it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough for lethal. So what I've got to consider now is the potential for trading and killing the 2/7. I'm at 12 health. A hunter can kill you just stocking up on a couple of cards like Kill Command, for example, Hero Power, and the Weapon Charge. He can kill you relatively easily, so now I really need to push damage. I really need to push damage.
Well fought. I concede.
Oh, and there we go. So, this Shaman deck, pretty impressive. For me, being an inexperienced Shaman player, Thijs' deck has worked out very, very well. It is very much a totem power deck, and it is definitely a deck that I'd recommend. So if you're into Shaman, you can see the evidence in my videos. It works. Try it out and see how you go. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Do check out my YouTube channel. There are some other videos on there featuring my arena runs and also featuring some of my other constructed games. Thanks again, and I will see you all very soon.